Hello and welcome. In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how you can use academic search directories. An example of an academic search directory would be Scopus, or Science Direct, or Web of Science, or PubMed. Now, if you haven't heard of these, don't worry too much. It's honestly surprising to me how many undergraduates I've come across that aren't aware of these websites. They tend to search for articles on Google or Google Scholar at a push. But there are some websites out there that are very specific to academic search results. And these are called abstract and citation databases. And pretty much they hold all the papers that you could ever need on any subject. And it's like a Google for academic research papers. So rather than using Google, which will often come up a bit washed in terms of their search results, all of the results here will be academic and exactly what you're looking for. So in order to do this, I'm going to show you how you can use Scopus, though once you get the hang of this, you'll be able to use some of the other ones. I mean, they're all pretty self-explanatory, but for example's sake, I'm going to use Scopus because that's what I used quite a lot of the time. So we're going to open a new tab on our browser, and we're going to type in Scopus and hit enter. And it's going to be the search result that comes up at the top here. I'm going to click on that. This is the home page, but the button we're interested in is this one, which stands for institutions. And this allows you to access Scopus through your institutional login, that is your university email and password. So we'll click on here, and we'll click on check access. So the first thing it will ask you to do is search for your institution. Now, my institution was the University of Southampton, so I'll type that in and I'll click here and press on that. Then it will say sign in via your institution, and what you'll have to do here is it will take you to a different page and you'll have to sign in through your university email and password. So mine's already remembered my login, so it's happened already, but yours will come up with asking you to enter your email and then your password, and then if they're both correct, you'll end up at a page like this. So this is the main document search page. Here there are various different settings. You can search based on document, which means the title of the document, on authors, so you can type in a specific author if you're looking to do a deep dive into their work. Affiliations, I'm not too sure, and then you've got advanced, but I don't really use these, and for the sake of undergraduates, I normally just keep it on documents. You can also choose to drop down here and search on other things, but again, I haven't really done this, and it's not really of use to me, so it shouldn't be of use to you. So we'll just keep everything on default at the minute. So this is the search bar, and this is where we decide what we're going to search on. So, for example's sake, I'm going to search on narrative persuasion, because this is what I did my dissertation on. So, you may have seen that I'm using quotation marks here, and what quotation marks do is it means that all search results have this term either within their title or within their abstract. And that allows you to have a really specific search. You can also search without them, or you can even search other terms alongside that it doesn't matter if it's in there or not. So you can do narrative persuasion and, I don't know, storytelling, for example. This is if you're looking for keywords, or if you want both of them in, then you'd enclose both of them in quotation marks. But to keep it simple, we're just going to go with narrative persuasion at the minute. And again, this could be anything that you're looking for at the minute. It could be something to do with an assignment or your dissertation topic or anything. It doesn't really matter. You'll have in mind what you need to search. So we're going to go with narrative persuasion and we're going to click search. So this will take us to all of the search results that contain narrative persuasion, either in their title or their abstract. You see most of these have narrative persuasion in their title, there, and there. So it looks like most of them are in their title. So next, you'll see on the left here, there are various metrics that you can limit your search results to. Now a good one to use is year. A lot of the time universities might say to you, we want you to do an assignment that involves the most recent research in the field. So in order to please the lecturer or the marker, you would want to choose, for example, say the last 3 years of research, and then that would limit it down to all papers published in 2018, 2019 and 2020. You can also limit the search result by the author's name. Again, if you're looking for a specific author, they might jog your memory by coming up here and you go, okay, Appel, I want to have a look at his stuff and only his stuff, so you'd select him. Subject area, I mean, sometimes you can use this, sometimes not. I tend to leave it open, but if you really want to look at psychology only, for example, you'd click on that. But leaving it broad can be quite good sometimes. It allows you to grasp the whole field. But if, for example, you didn't want economics, then you click everything but economics. But normally you can just scroll past them and understand that you don't need to do that. Carry on down, source title. So these are the titles of the journals. So if you're looking for a specific journal, or if anything, you're going in to look at the different qualities of the journals, and for example, you know that there's only a couple of journals that you want to research from, then you would select them here, and that would limit it to only them and exclude all of the other ones. So for example's sake, let's just say we want the last 3 years of research, and we're going to leave everything out. Actually, we'll decide to choose social sciences and psychology. So what you do is you can either scroll up here to limit to, there's also a limit to at the bottom here in case you need to use any of these metrics, and then we'll click limit to. So that will refresh the page, and you can see the document search results have gone down, so it's become more specific, and this is all the code that has been entered in order to limit it to what you've chosen to limit it to. So now we're going to have a look at the document titles and all of this stuff. So these are the titles of the papers. So we'll keep it quite broad at the minute. I mean, I'm not looking for anything specific. You might be, and if you were, then you'd want to inspect all of these titles and open them to your own interests. But I'm just going to open a few here in some tabs and go through and just choose a few. This is what I do when I'm, especially if I'm approaching an area of knowledge for the first time, then I want to get a feel of things by reading a variety of different papers. If you're only looking for one, let's say this one, then you just open that one. But I tend to open all of them and then have a read or have a browse and to see what they say and whether they're useful to me or not. So we've done that, we've opened up these papers, so we're going to want to go into these other tabs here. And this opens up into a page called Document Details. You can see there's lots of things here, and impact, field weighting, citation impact, all of this stuff, volume issue. This can be good to reference if you're struggling on finding the issue number or whatever when it comes to referencing at the end of your assignment. And it will provide an abstract here, so you can read and you can scan this to see if it's of interest to you. If not, you can just close it and go on to the next one. But the main thing we're looking for, especially if it matches all of your interests, is how to then access this paper. So you'll see at the top here, it says Full Text Finder. So this page doesn't have access to the journal itself, but it will direct you to where you can access it from. So on Full Text Finder, we'll hover over that and we'll click on it. This will open up a new tab automatically, and it will take you to another place where the paper is held. So this is where all of the abstract and citations are held, but not specifically where the papers are held. So anytime you come across a paper, and it'll be the same here, you can see Full Text Finder there, Full Text Finder there. So it's the same on all of these different papers. And you'll click on it, and it will take you to another place. So this one takes us to EBSCO. Let's see what this one takes us to. EBSCO. What about this one? EBSCO. Please be different. EBSCO. Okay, whatever. So, EBSCO. Let's log in to EBSCO with our institutional login. You can see down here, institutional login. Click on that. and it will say select your region or group, and we want to scroll down. If you're in the UK, you want to scroll down all the way to UK higher education. If you're elsewhere, you'll know what to select yourself. We click on that, and that will list all of the UK higher education institutions. So you want to scroll down and find yours. I know mine's the University of Southampton, so I'll click on that. And then again, I'm pretty sure this is going to log me in automatically, which it did, but had you not been logged in, okay, it didn't. Right, so this has taken us to Science Direct, right? And sometimes it can be a little bit buggy, as you just saw there. You can also click open the page in a new window, which sometimes sorts it out. So that gets rid of that bar there. So now we're in Science Direct. And I know I said that that was one of the websites at the start, but let's just carry on with the flow. So in order to access the paper now, we've gone from Scopus to Science Direct, and we want to get access. So we'll click on Get Access, access via your institutional login, and then again, we'll have to search for our institution. So I'll type in Southampton. Sometimes this page can be quite buggy. It doesn't always refresh or keep up to date with the speed at which you're typing. I've found it can be quite slow. So let's hope it doesn't mess up too much. So yeah, you type your thing in, whichever your institution is called, and then you hover over it and click log in. Now I think my credentials are already saved on my computer, so it's just logged in without asking for it. So once you've logged in, you'll see it now gives you an option to download the PDF. So you're going to want to click on that and then click download this article. Now if you're just doing this for the purpose of browsing, then you can stay on the web and just read it from here. You can use this to type in any keywords, hit enter and see where they come up. Or if you know that this paper is going to be useful to you throughout your studies, or you're going to have to refer to it many times throughout your assignment, then you can download it by clicking on this button up here. So if we click on that, you'll download it here. Now what happens is that it will come up in your downloads directory, but it won't be named after the title of the paper. You can see here, it's a long string of numbers. And that's not really of use to us, because if that went missing, we wouldn't really know where to find it. So what I often do is I'll copy and paste the title, and I'll go back to here, and I'll rename it, and I'll copy and paste it in, and then that's that. And then if I wanted to move it to my desktop and put it into my narrative persuasion file, then I would do that. But that's how you can access it, and then you can go in and open it with whatever, and then this paper is there on your website for you to download and access whenever you see fit for it. So that's that. I know it seems pretty simple, and you could probably do that from Google in itself, but Scopus is just really good for being able to limit your search results to very specific things, and it also is just an area where almost every paper is held. So just typing narrative persuasion in on Google, for example, you're probably going to have to play around a lot more with the search results, maybe going on to page 2, 3, 4, 5 in order to find what you like. Whereas with this, you can be a lot more specific, and all the search results are just academic papers without coming across YouTube channels or blogs or anything like that. So that's that. And what I'm going to do is close all of these browsers, and then just briefly I will show you Web of Science as well. Because the Web of Science is really good, and I know a lot of people at PhD level and the like tend to use the Web of Science. I mean, each have their own benefits. As an undergraduate, you don't really need to worry too much about it. It's just good to use one at least, because it's a bit better than Google. So this is the Web of Science, and you can see it's very similar. It allows you to have advanced searches, structure search. I mean, I'm not too familiar with this myself, but again, you can limit it to the last 5 years, last 4 weeks if you want to be really specific. and it just gives you a lot of freedom to limit it down to what you want it to be, and it saves you time from searching on Google. So that's a brief tutorial on academic search directories and how to use them. I would recommend using these as your go-to when it comes to searching for papers that you need for an assignment. So I hope that's been useful for you guys. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.